back to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Today we're going to make a recipe that I'm seeing all over the internet, and it's Korean, so I love Korean food and wanted to give this a try. This is Korean ground beef and rice bowls. Now, we're not going to be able to eat as much rice as they typically call for, so that we can keep it under that 45 grams of carbohydrates and keeping it diabetic friendly. But we're still going to be able to have some rice to go along with that, about a half a cup of cooked rice. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing it calls for is a pound of lean ground beef, and I have ground sirloin, 90% lean. We'll get that started. Chop that up a little. Now, the recipe does not call for onions, but I love onion. I think I've talked about that before. And when I make bulgogi, which is what this recipe is based off of, I actually add onions to my recipe. So I'm going to add onions to this recipe as well. So we're just to cook this until it's no longer pink. I'm going to grab a knife. I have actually been sick since Christmas. So I hope your Christmas was better than mine. You can probably still, my Christmas was good. I shouldn't say my Christmas wasn't good. My vacation wasn't as good because I was off the entire week after Christmas and I was sick the whole time. So I hope if you had holiday time off that you were not sick. Because it's no fun to take your vacation when you're sick. I'm going to go ahead and start adding this onion in with my ground beef so that it cooks. Did you do anything fun for the holiday? Did you cook anything fun? I had people over for Christmas Eve. I had a friend, and I had my son and daughter-in-law and my stepmom over for Christmas Eve, and my granddaughters, of course. And I made appetizers, and my plan had been to film making those, but I felt awkward because everyone was already here, and so I didn't get around to doing that, filming that for you. But I made fried wonton, which is, my recipe is super simple. It takes wonton wrappers, and you cook up the ground beef. And typically I add garlic to it, but this time I just added lots of garlic powder. And then roll those in the wontons and fry them. And then I served it with a sweet and sour sauce. And then I made potato skins. And I made those... there's some kind of finger sandwich that it has, it's made with cocktail rye or cocktail pumpernickel, cream cheese, and dill weed, and a cucumber. Cucumber sandwiches is the word I was looking for. I did make one more thing, and that was chicken skewer, teriyaki chicken skewers. And that was the recipe that I'm going to share at some point with all of you. So I ended up using a jarred teriyaki sauce since I wasn't going to film it. And I just used it sparingly. They were really delicious. And I just used my grill pan for that. And then so that I didn't get caught up in a bunch of desserts, I just bought a Marie Callender's key lime pie and served that for dessert. And even my granddaughter thought that was wonderful. She said it was the best pie she ever had, so go figure. My brown sugar is pretty hard, so I am getting that softened in my bowl. It says to take a medium bowl and mix together a 1/4 cup packed brown sugar. So I'd say that's about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce. And 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. You can get sesame oil at any grocery store nowadays. I get mine by a big container because I make a lot of Korean food, which calls for sesame oil. But I get mine on Amazon. Or you can go to an Asian market and get it. It calls for 3 cloves of garlic. Apologize for my runny nose. As I said, I'm still a little bit sick. And it does call for a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. I'm not going to use that because I'm not a fan of heat, as I've mentioned before. So we'll just add a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. Probably a good amount. And pepper. So it does call for fresh cracked black pepper. And so to give you the facts about this recipe, the nutrition facts, if we are to eat a serving size of this, which it doesn't say how many, there are 4 servings in a pound. So 1 serving is 1/4 of this. If we are to eat 1/4 of this, it has 238 calories. It has 25 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and I'm using ground sirloin, so mine might have less fat than that. It has 1 gram of fiber. It has 70 milligrams of cholesterol and 16 carbohydrates. So with the rice, with the addition of the rice, it says serve over hot rice, but I'm pretty sure with only 16 grams of carbohydrates that it does not take into consideration the rice. And my rice for a 1/2 cup cooked has 20 carbohydrates in it. So now that we've just about got this ready, we're just going to spoon this over this mixture. Make sure I don't have any more pink in here because we know that bothers me. I'm a well done girl. I think we're looking good. So we'll go ahead and spoon over or pour over our sauce. Give that a good mix. And it says to cook this up for just a couple minutes. let it simmer for another minute or two is what it says. Pour over ground beef and let it simmer for a minute or two. So we'll give it a little bit of time so that those seasonings can meld together. If I had it to do over again, I probably would add the garlic at the end before I add the sauce, because I can smell the garlic cooking down, but I like mine to have more of a cooked taste than a raw taste. And I don't think just a minute or two is going to be enough time to cook down that garlic so that it doesn't have a raw taste. So that would be one thing that I would do different. Give it just another minute. It says that you can top it with sesame seeds or sliced ground onions, green onions, sliced green onions, and sesame seeds. And you can use white or black sesame seeds. I can tell you that this smells very much like bulgogi when I make it with sliced beef. Let me give it a taste. It tastes just like chipotle, or just like bibimbap. They have a Korean meat bowl, and it tastes just like that, exactly. So you could serve this with any of the toppings that you would get there. They have egg, they have cucumbers, cabbage, kimchi. Kimchi would be wonderful. You can get kimchi in your grocery store in the refrigerator section. You can also, if you have a local market, we have a local market in the Dayton area called Far East. It's where I go and get most of my kimchi and different ingredients, the rice noodles and rice paper and seaweed nori sheets and all of those ingredients. So you could top it with any of the ingredients that you would like, any vegetable ingredients. You can also make, it's called banchan. That's what the side dishes are in Korean. And you could make sauteed spinach with some sesame oil and a little bit of soy sauce. And you could make cucumbers, and that can be served cold, so you can just wilt it in your skillet, add just a touch of sesame oil and a touch of soy sauce, and then that can be cooling off while you're cooking your meal. Another thing that you can make, which is a banchan, is they're like kimchi, but they're cucumbers, and I slice mine really thin on a mandolin. And then you put just a little bit of garlic red pepper paste and rice wine vinegar, a touch of sugar. I add a touch of water so it kind of equals out. And you can add a little bit of, just a touch of sesame oil to that. That's a delicious recipe as well, and that's served cold, and you never heat that one up. So that's a great one that you can put on top of your rice bowl. Anything you want truly that you want to add, you could add. So I think this is a winner of a recipe. We know I love to say it's a winner, and I think this one is. I look forward to digging in and eating this for my meal tonight. If you don't currently follow me, you can follow me on TikTok and on YouTube. If you're watching this on TikTok, please go over to YouTube and check out my channel. I have more videos there that aren't limited to the being under 10 minutes that TikTok requires. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Healing Place Cottage. And I thank you for watching my video today. Give it a thumbs up or like it. And I look forward to cooking with you again, friends. See you soon.